Hello, this is Dr. Dedrick Martin, Superintendent for Caledonia Community Schools, with an end of the year and COVID-19 update. First, I know a lot of students and parents are wondering when they can access the building, so the following schedule has been devised. Secondary buildings will be open next week, June 1st through June 4th, and elementary buildings the following week, June 9th through June 11th. And this is so students can retrieve personal items, drop off books and other classroom materials, as well as returning Chromebooks and hotspots. Detailed information will be coming out from each building. Some of these emails have already gone out, others will be going out later today, and certainly you should have an email within the next 2 days explaining the dates and times that you and your child are able to visit the building. But please understand that this will be done in adherence with the current executive order and social distancing guidelines in place. There's also a backup date if neither of these dates and times work for you. Again, please check for your email from your building administrator. If you haven't received that email in the next day or so, please contact your building administrator. Some of you may have had the opportunity to watch the joint press conference that was sponsored by the Kent Intermediate School Districts and the Futures Learning Committee. If you didn't get a chance to see the conference, you can do so by clicking the link that you see here. But let me give you the highlights of this joint learning committee press conference. One, all districts will be partnering with countywide health professionals for a universal set of guidance on safety and how we can bring our kids back to school in the fall and reduce the spread of COVID-19. Second, we also realize that some of this is out of our hands. So we have to receive guidance from the Michigan Department of Education as well as from Lansing in terms of what is allowable. With that in mind, there is multi-tiered planning going on at the county and the district specific level. You will also receive a parent survey that will be emailed to you today. This is a countywide survey and help us gauge some of the thinking of our community as it relates to various hybrid models of education if that is a need based on COVID-19. And finally, summer learning opportunities are being made available. These are collaboratively developed free summer learning programs for all students. And right now, secondary students are able to register through My School at Kent, and the registration process is open now to June 15th. Be on the lookout for more information regarding summer learning programs that are free for all students, not only in our district, but throughout the county. Next, when you look at specifics to our district, we have already developed a return to instruction working group. And this comprised of administrators and educators who are looking at 3 different models. Plan A, a regular return to school, recognizing that there will have to be some level of social distancing and other restrictions put in place. Plan B, a hybrid return to school. That means some days students will be in schools and some days they won't. It will be remote learning. And there are probably 20 to 30 different type of hybrid programs. Do understand that we are looking at several possibilities and it's too early to say what we will do. And finally, Plan C, if we are under the current restrictions and we're unable to return to school at all, then we're looking at how do we make our online experience even better the next time around for our students and for our families. So it's important to note that our district nor anyone, I believe, has locked in on a single plan because certain things, such as are we able to return to school at all in the fall, is beyond the control of any local district, as we have to adhere to state, federal, and local healthcare guidelines in terms of returning students and staff to school safely. But once we have definitive information, we will start sharing this information with our families so that you can start preparing for school in the fall. Next, I want to speak to the impact of COVID-19 on the state budget. Michigan is no different than most other states. COVID-19 has wreaked havoc with the budget at a state and a local level. And so you can see by the numbers here that there are some significantly tough choices that have to be made. But when you break that down and you look at the impact of schools, I want to point out a few common concerns that are not just a Caledonia school concern, but this is being shared by school districts across the state. Currently, based on the projections that that has been shared with us, schools should expect to be cut by about $700 per student for this year. That, quite honestly, will be a catastrophic loss. And while we are in relatively good shape as a school district as it relates to our budget, there are very few school districts in the state who can sustain that type of loss in any given year, let alone for the next couple years, which is being contemplated. So while we recognize that there will be some tough decisions to be made at the federal and state level, as well as the local level, we also are encouraging our legislators and our parents to talk to our legislators in recognition of the fact that in order for parents to be able to return to work and to help our economy recover, a lot of our parents depend on safe, functioning, working schools. And our schools will be asked to do more, not less, in terms of keeping our students and our staff safe and healthy. So with that in mind, I'd like you to consider some of the following. Specifically, over the last several weeks, we've seen Congress come together in a bipartisan effort to provide relief for families and business to the tune of $2 trillion. And that was certainly the right thing to do. But of the $2 trillion, about 1% was designated for public schools. When you look at the fact that public schools are, in most communities, in the top 5, if not the largest employer in a lot of communities, public schools play a large role in helping our communities and our economy at the local level get restarted by providing safe places for students to go and to learn. So we're encouraging members of Congress to be flexible in allowing schools to utilize the funds that they have already allocated, but we're also recognizing that this is grossly insufficient to do the things that we need to do. And this is not just a Caledonia issue, but this is for school districts across the state. So we're asking our parents to contact state legislators and encourage them to reach out to Congress, members of Congress, to help pass the appropriate measures so that our schools can get the resources needed to move forward and allow our local economy to move forward and know that they have a safe place for students. If you like to exercise your voice, you can do so by contacting any of these legislators in terms of our state Senate or our state representatives and encourage them to contact our federal legislators. If you would like to contact the federal legislators yourself, you can do so by clicking on the link that you see provided at the bottom. But please make sure that you use your voice to advocate for support for our schools, as we know that schools functioning in a healthy, safe manner is an important step to getting our local economy going so that our parents can trust that schools will be there when needed. Thank you.